For the very first time, the Blancpain Sprint Series heads to the Hungaroring. On this twisty track near Budapest, it's going to be hot and it's sure to be close. Last time out at the Nürburgring, Rob Bell got away so quickly in the McLaren, there were suggestions he jumped the start. The steward said no. In hot pursuit, the number 28 Audi, the former GP racer Will Stevens, and Audi factory hot shoe Rennie Rast. The McLaren was away, others went wide. But fortunately, didn't contact each other, but it was jolly close. Meanwhile, rushing up through the field, Bernd Schneider in the Mercedes-Benz. They started in 24th. Another car to watch for was the 333 Ferrari. There it is. The Rinaldi car of Norbert Seidler and Marco Seefried. Great action between the two Audis. But look at that, while they squabble, the Ferrari sneaks by, up into a magnificent 5th place. One car goes wide, a vital pit stop, the 28 car in 2nd place. Can it sneak out in front of the McLaren? Now with Parent at the wheel, but no it doesn't. Meanwhile, the 19 Lamborghini of Beretta and Stoltz leads the Silver Cup. The 333 Ferrari was still in 5th place. Closing stages of the race now. And still, the Audi hunting down the leading McLaren. The checkered flag, the McLaren wins. Bell and Parenti lead the series. They win the race by just 2 seconds. So we head to the Hungaroring race. A great promotion, the cars heading on the public roads for a major Meet the Public event. And the crowds turned out in their thousands to get up close and personal with the drivers and look at the cars. After this terrific promotion, some of the fans will have their special favourites for the racing. Top German squad, Phoenix Racing, is down to just one Audi R8 LMS this weekend after an incident eliminated the number 6 car in practice. So holding the fort in the number 5 car will be the Belgian Alessio Piccarello, a 22-year-old hot shoe from the Formula Masters Series, who joins Nicky Moller-Madsen, who is happy with his new co-driver.
Yeah, we have to win the Silver Cup, that's for sure. I got a new teammate this weekend and I'm really looking forward to race with him. I know him from the past in karting and I know he's a good driver and I know we can win the Silver Cup, so that's for sure the goal. He's a little bit better in hopefully with the new tyres to do the quali. And yeah, I will do the start on Sunday, a bit more experience in the rolling starts, and yeah, together I think we'll be a good mix.
The Hungaroring track has a long history as a Formula 1 circuit, but a winter resurfacing has changed its character. Bentley, like Audi, tested here, and that has helped the British cars find speed. In the number 7 car is Stephen Kane and Vincent Abril. And in the number 8 Continental GT, Maxime Soulet and Andy Suchet. We caught up with Andy about his thoughts of Spa and the upcoming race.
Spa is over now. Obviously it was tough not to win that one. We were leading for most part of the race, but Budapest is a completely different track. It's a different championship. We are now in the sprint series and short races, 1 hour races. I've got Maxime as a teammate. We know he's very quick as well, so hopefully we can have a good result and get some points for the championship.
Lamborghini has certainly done an outstanding job developing the Huracan into an effective GT3 machine. The GRT Grasser team from Austria are running 2 of the unmissable lime green supercars. The 19 car leads the Silver Cup. The 16 car has a new driver this weekend in Marco Mappelli. But Stefan Racina continues in the car.
Yeah, sure, I mean, I am confident, but I think all the other drivers have also plenty of experience, so we did test here. So let's see. I mean, it's difficult to say. I don't really want to be saying up front that I brought something really special and we're going to win, you know. This is obviously the goal, but this has been the goal since the whole season, and so far we are not able really to put it to the result, so we hope that here is going to be better.
The driver lineup has also changed at reigning endurance champions Nissan, while Ricardo Sanchez from Mexico and UK Sean Walkinshaw pedal the number 22. Alex Buncombe will be joined in the number 23 by the first ever GT Academy winner, Lucas Ordonez. Lucas doesn't know this track well. Maybe he's tried it on a PlayStation.
Feeling excited about a new track for us here in Hungaroring. For Alex and me, it's a brand new track, so excited to be here. It's not the best track for the GTR for sure. We like high-speed corners, we like high-speed tracks. Hungaroring is pretty slow. but we will see what we can do. We will try our best, and yeah, we're working hard to have a good car for the weekend.
The Garage 59 McLaren team are desperate to bounce back from the disappointment of Spa 24s. The regular driver pairings of Martin Plowman and Tom Ledegar and Alvaro Parenti and Rob Bell. They defend the team's lead in the Blancpain GT Teams title race. Meanwhile, Bell heads the GT drivers table and with Alvaro leads the sprint standings. The pair, of course, dominated the last sprint race at the Nürburgring. Rob Bell says they're just taking it race by race.
I think it's just another stepping stone, to be honest. We're here to win the race, and then we'll try and win the other remaining races as well. So we haven't got the mindset of, oh, let's just play it safe and make sure we keep the lead. We're just here to win races, and it's great to be at another fantastic venue. The weather looks fantastic, so we'll just do our best for Garage 59 and McLaren, and hopefully we'll come out on top.
The French-run Mercedes team with Jerome Polican runs 3 cars this weekend. 2 of them, the 87 and 89, are in the Pro-Am class, with a lineup which includes the veteran French Jean-Philippe Vellot, a hero at this year's Le Mans. But success here in Hungary will most likely come from the 88 car of 2 drivers who have tasted success on the oval tracks of America. They are Christian Vautier of France and the Swede Felix Rosenqvist.
First of all, I love this city. I've been here quite a lot of times with Formula 3, and I had some testing here in the recent years. So yeah, it's a track I'm familiar with, and yeah, having that result from Spa, I think we have to look forward for this weekend. And yeah, we have a great momentum right now, and yeah, let's see where we are.
The Row Racing team is still on a high after winning the Spa 24 Hours. However, the 99 Spa winning car is being retired to the BMW Museum, so there's a brand new machine for Alexander Sims and his Spa winning co-driver Philip Eng. Philip knows his way around this track from Porsche's Super Cup campaigns, but still has plenty on his mind.
The second sector is really nice with all these floating corners. It will be 3rd gear, so not slow but not very fast, and it's really important to position the car well all the time there. So it's very technical, but really cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Coming up, the qualifying race. Hello everyone, I'm Andrew Marriott, alongside me John Watson, and it has been a blisteringly hot day here. They're the fans in the grandstand. They've enjoyed the sunshine. I'm not sure it's going to be quite the same, John, for the teams.
No, it's not. It's going to be a very difficult 1 hour here at the Hungaroring, but there are the championship positions.
And as you heard in the earlier piece, Rob Bell leads, and then it's Maximilian Bucht and Dominic Baumann in that Mercedes second, Sule and Suchek, I should say, in 3rd place in the Bentley. Eng and Sims follow them. Pole position, of course, Christian Vautier and Felix Rosenqvist, and they will start on the pole in the Mercedes alongside Enzo Eden, Christopher Mies in the WRT car, more WRT cars on the second row, and more Mercedes, Baumann and Bucht and Van Thor and Van Visch. Then it's Haas and Paris again, more Audis, and then the next of the Mercedes-Benz, Salaquada and Stippler and Robin Frins and the younger of the Van Thors, and then the first of the non-German cars. Well, it's got a German engine, Bortolotti and the Lamborghini. More Audis, look, that row. Stockinger will start that car. Then the first of the Bentleys in 13th place, and the first of the BMWs, Katzberg in that one, Belloc and Bure and Meadows and Leonard. Next row, Mapelli, he's a new boy in this championship, Rosina, Jimenez and Baptista, Buncombe and Ordonez in the Nissan, which has probably got some brake problems, so we think Parenti and Bell, the championship leaders, right down there in 21st place, and then Eng and Sims, Stephen and Rast, they're a long way down, John. I wonder if they can stage a bit of a fight through. Schmidt and Jafar, the car we've just seen in the pit lane there, was going to start in 25, it will now start at the back. Ledegar and Plowman in the second of the 2 McLarens, way down there, 28th, and then going towards the back of the grid, Retzer and Stott, the 2 Dutchmen in their Lamborghini, start 31st. Peril, and the American entrepreneur, Steve Earle, and Walkinshaw in the second of the Nissan. So that quickly as the 34 cars will start in the heat of the late afternoon here, and the pace car is already in, and then we're blasting into that first corner, slowly, waiting. The Mercedes just got a bit of a no start, I think there, and off they go. And down and on the throttle pedal to the metal, down to that first corner. Already we've got a Ferrari diving through on the inside of the pit lane, right against the pit wall, but no. It's Vautier in the lead. Man who's been racing in the States, IndyCar events, racing for Mans. Oh, and a spinner, look at that! Straight into our sun, and there's quite a few cars off in that incident, John.
Yeah, that's the centre lock of Monty and Edward Tantrum. That got tagged by the Lamborghini there. Further back, you can see one of the Ferraris in further contact as they 101. The attempt to Lamborghini, that was the Zampieri and Niederhauser car. So already contact in turn one and the exit of turn one.
But McLaren, I think, just going off wide there. So lots of actions we suspected, and lots of smoke coming from the back of one car. I suspect that's from a tyre problem.
Yeah, I think that's the Ferrari some had got tagged somewhere in that incident in turn one. So everybody's gotten through the first three turns, but there is a 25 Audi that now is beached, and its race already over.
That's Monty, Roman Monty.
But one of the Audis just cutting across the inside of turn 5. That's something that everybody has got to be aware of. Track limits are being very strictly adhered to here this weekend, so any infringement will get a notice to the team. If you do it 3 times, you will get a drive-through penalty. But what is clear is that 88 Mercedes-Benz and Christian Vautier didn't jump the stop. It had a very good start and was able to consolidate by almost a second from Christopher Mies in the Audi in second place, Dominic Baum in third, Lawrence Van Voor fourth, and Christopher Haase in fifth, and then the sixth place Mercedes of Jules Kvyat. Full course yellow.
Yeah, full course yellow, yeah, FCY, and that's presumably to remove a car. Let's see the start again.
So the Mercedes is up and gone, and then it's the battle of about 3 Audis all trying to get down the inside into turn 1. 4 abreast as they come down pit straight. The Ferrari getting a real flyer. And then everybody fanning into the inside of the circuit behind the lead Mercedes-Benz coming down, then going from right back to left to, again, 3 abreast the Mercedes, the 84 Mercedes, right sort of the meat in the sandwich. But there you can see the 25 Audi. And where does that center lock go? Well, that happens much earlier. One of the Ferraris as well. That was at the back of the grid, the 101 Lamborghini. That was the Zampieri and Niederhauser car. That was much further back. But there the 25 Audi gets spun round. And the contact with that car has meant the full course yellow has been implemented.
10 seconds.
Okay,
Restart on short notice.
That's our race director.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Green flag, green flag.
Green flag. Look at the gap. Look at the gap. And now whether that is something that will be looked at as well, because the lead car had about a 2.5 or 3 second advantage over the second place of Christopher Mies. Adam Mies was asleep.
I think he was asleep, to be honest. But anyway, he'll make up for that, I'm sure. But Felix Rosenqvist, little Felix, the reigning Formula 3 champion, loving his switch into sports cars here in the Mercedes team run by Jerome Policant.
And in the process, Lawrence Van Voor has got ahead of the 84 Mercedes, so he's up to third place again. That's being astute. Once the race director says we are racing, go, you've got to be on your toes, and that's what Lawrence Van Voor has done. He's put himself up into third place, having a look at Christopher Mies coming down into turn 2 to try and slot it up in the second place. He had to back out of it, otherwise that would have been a collision. Contact. The 2 Audis.
Another Audi going off there.
Yeah, one of them, I'm not sure which one that was, but I think it might have been one of the ISR cars. Tagged the back, and now everybody's gone across the inside of the curb for whatever reason they're choosing to do that. So again, contact, unnecessary contact, I have to say, down at turn 5. But that is again a function or a feature of this Hungaroring circuit. It is very tight, and everybody's going to be closely bunched together. Out of turn 11 now, there's a short straight run down into a heavy braking into turn 12. You can pass if you're alongside, but it's getting alongside that's the tricky bit.
There you see, scrolling down on the left-hand side of your screen, the top 20 there. Rosenqvist leading from Mies and Van Voor. Mercedes, Audi, Audi, Mercedes. And then Mercedes, Audi, Audi. Now this happened a lap ago. Look at the Bentley trying to get down the inside there. Does he make it stick? Yes, he does. Nice move by the 8 car, bouncing it off the curb, but it worked.
Yeah, so the Audi had to do what the Audi had to do, and in fact it almost, I think, lost the place to the BMW that was following. So Andy Soucek, that was a hard move he put on the Audi, but he got track position.
Oh, look at that. I mean, that's just the row racing BMW right in the middle, the Ferrari right behind it.
That's Robin Freins. He started well back, and unusually again, Robin Freins is somebody who you would expect to see up at the front, so he made a good pass down into turn 1, and that's a difficult place to make it stick to the 99. Philippe N BMW. So Robin Friends just trying to do the thing that everybody's been doing, that's play catch-up.
That N car is the new one, of course, that's replaced the one that's gone into the museum, which won the Spa 24-hour. Terrific result for BMW.
He goes defensive down the inside to prevent the Ferrari, the 111 Ferrari, from trying to get through the Kessel Racing car of Steve Earle and David Powell. And that's a strong race from a car that is an AM car against a pro car. And look, he's actually made the pass stick, but runs slightly deep into turn 2 and allows the BMW the chance to give it a hip and shoulder as they come through the exit of turn 2, takes the position back. Good racing for both drivers. I mean, there may have been very little but gap between the two cars, but they didn't have contact, and therefore. But the Ferrari had good speed in the straight to be able to put itself into that position. Well, there's a problem for that 87 car. We don't know what that might be, but clearly it's more than they can attend to on the pit lane. As we watch the lead Mercedes, just see how much, well, he does, in fact, he's very controlled.
And he's on a very quick lap again, John. I think this fastest lap of the race, I think.
Lawrence Van Voor is in, and look how wide he runs coming into the pit lane. Now that's interesting that Audi have chosen to make one of their cars at the earliest opportunity. And we see, was it the 74 Audi as well, the ISR, second of that car, their 75 car, of course, got tagged in that contract, so that's Marlon Stockinger and Frank Pereira will be getting into that. Nissan likewise, so a lot of teams taking the opportunity for that early pit stop. Number one, now watch and see how quick this pit stop, because this potentially could allow that number 1 Audi to leapfrog the 33 Audi, maybe even the number 88 Mercedes.
It's going to be a very crowded pit road indeed here. Pit stop's taken about 22, 23 seconds, John, something like that.
It's a little longer than that, but just the driver change should be quicker than the wheel change.
Yeah.
So you've got 4 wheels, but it's only 2 engineers per car at any time, so only 2 people are allowed to work on it. So they do the left-hand side first of all, then run around and do the right-hand side first, then the left-hand side, and within that period, it should be possible for a driver to make it. Now, a lot of the cars are left-hand drive, so when they do the driver change, they want to make sure the driver change is complete before the engineers get round to the left-hand side. And look at the scrum coming out of the pit lane. And the Audi head, Bendy did a good job, because I think Bendy would have made up ground as they come down the pit lane. We have to wait and see until this all plays through as to see where the number 1 Audi will be. The lead car, the second place car, yet to make their pit stop, and yet another fast lap on the last lap from the race leader.
Our race, wheel nut to wheel nut. Look at this, John. Oh,
well, a big lock-up. I thought maybe at one point there's bodywork. I think there might be bodywork rubbing on that 74 Audi, because it did it as it came through the exit of turn 2 as well. So that wouldn't be a wheel lock-up. That should, I think, watch, see coming into turn 4. It is snagging. It's a bodywork snagging somehow. There must be a little bit of contact somewhere in that 74 Audi around the front splitter spoiler, and that's causing the tyre to rub against it.
Could that puncture the tyre, or is it not an issue really?
It depends just how much the rub is. If it's only very light, which is what I suspect it is, it'll effectively self-cure. But nonetheless, you never want to see it, because it means something's rubbing against the tyre. You can see that the fact that the front of the car has been slightly rearranged, and that's why it's rubbing. But inevitably, the further you go, the less it's going to rub.
And actually, it's a titanic battle between those two, 74 and the 3 there.
There's Frank Pereira behind the wheel of the 74. And I mean, look at these other Audis all over him, down, up the inside into turn 12, and in fact, Frank Pereira gets completely
swamped. He was.
Yeah, he just got sort of overpowered. Now, whether he's going to come into the pits, I don't know. Felix Rosenqvist, who's led from the lights going out up until the completion of lap 16, he's in the pit lane.
Christian Faultier will take that car. Young man that made most of his racing career in America, although he's from France. Done some IndyCar races and also raced for the Mazda long distance team over the States, and now really settled in, and a very good partnership with Felix Rosenqvist. We'll see little Felix jump out, the reigning European Formula 3 champion, Macau Grand Prix winner, and that's how they practice that, I can tell you that.
Yes, and one of the advantages that these two drivers in particular, is that they are, let's say, of the shorter variety. They're about 5'6", 5'7". They're not some of these very tall, like Steph Dusseldorf, who's over 6 feet.
Frank Stimpler, how tall is he? He must be about 6'4".
Frank Stimpler is one of the taller drivers, so the shorter drivers have got an advantage. There is the number 1 car, and we have to wait and see, is this Mercedes-Benz, which has led from the lights going out, will it regain? There's the car that's going to challenge it, the number 1, and that's now got Watch and see. It's going to be really, really close.
Well, it's out in the 33 we're watching, isn't it? The Meats car.
Frederick Vervisch comes down the pit lane, but the Mercedes has got it. But the gap is now going to be between the number 1 Audi in second place chasing. Because we have yet to see Christopher Mies make his pit stop.
Yeah, but the key now is going to be the pit stop of the 33.
The 33 is a chance, I believe, to take the lead of this race. And of course, he's got to come in probably on this lap because we're coming close to the closing of the pit stop window. So will he come in now? It's going to be a 1 minute. He is coming in.
Yeah, he is.
He had to because he couldn't have done it in the time available. So at the last minute, Christopher Mies has driven the 33 Audi, and this is the pit stop that will either win or lose, I think, this race for that 33 Audi of Christopher Mies. And we're there to see.
I'm going to try and get a stopwatch on it, John.
But the thing is, it's Enzo Eid who's taking over, and with respect, Enzo Eid, a fine amateur driver, but what Christopher Mies has been doing in recent races, outstanding. He's been well supported by Enzo Eid, but again, Enzo's been put under the spotlight. He needs to put in stunning laps. The pit stop will see it done, but look, there's the lead Mercedes. That number 33 is just caught. They've got the wheels changed, the jack's done, the car's rolling. Come on, Enzo, get it out.
20 seconds, that pit stop.
But it's the in and the out, the total time.
Yeah,
so there's the Mercedes. The Audi is already rolling down the pit lane. This is going to be close. I think Enzo Eid has got a chance to get ahead or side by side as they come out. There's the Audi. They can't see the Mercedes yet. There's it coming now. So it's now there's your race leader. There's your race leader, 33 Audi. But remember,
it's not up to speed though, is he?
No, but Vautier is up to speed. He's had that one lap out to get up to speed to get a feel. So for Enzo Eid, it's all new territory. He's going to be under pressure. The Mercedes, you can see just how quickly he's running down the Audi, simply because he's got that extra lap of experience on the track behind him. So the 86 is into the pit lane with plenty of time to go. We wait to see where is the 63, the Lamborghini of Mirko Bortolotti, because he's got 33 seconds to get into the pit lane, otherwise it's a penalty. So it'll be Bernd Schneider taking over the number 86 car, and as Bertolotti, he will bring that 63 Lamborghini in, and he'll be handing that car, it'll be over to Nicholas Poler. Here we're going to see the lead car come across the line, and we will get it in timing and scoring, and we'll be watching to see what the gap is between the 33 Audi coming across the line, the 88 Mercedes, 8/10 of a second, and Frederick Vervisch a further 4/10 behind the Mercedes.
Yeah, so that's really concertinated it up now. So a terrific battle as this race heads towards the checkered flag, John, and we're almost 2/3 of the way through, and well, it's anybody's to play for that top three.
Now, there's the battle for second place, and Frederick Vervisch right now, and he's thinking, I fancy a bit of that second place into turn 12, and that was a bit lumpy for Enzo Eid.
Really smacked it over the curbs there.
Yeah, coming out was into turn 5, and he was a bit just clumsy. So let's have a look and see. So he comes, this is through, and I think he was just too far over to the left coming into turn 5. Yeah, a little battle going on for 17th place. Rob Bell and Steph Dusseldorp. And the BMW probably has got more straight line speed. We know that McLaren has been going through that whole scenario. Aggressive move coming through turn 6. That was Steph Dusseldorp mirroring the curves, trying to find some way of getting past the McLaren, and he's going to have to be a little bit patient. If he wants to force the issue around this part of the track, it's not ideal. Every corner, the lefts, the rights, they blend 7, 8, 9, 10, then ultimately the quickest of all those corners, turn 11. The lights flash, and look at this, defence, so that's going to come under the investigation. Rob Bell, that was a naughty move, and that may well get the attention of the race stewards. He did it once, he did it one way, and that's the saving point, but Steph Dusseldorp didn't concede, he put himself into that danger zone.
And he did a fantastic job of collecting it up, didn't he? Because the car was very sideways, we can see it now.
Yeah, I mean, Rob Bell's coming more. I mean, and in fact, he had the corner, but he couldn't slow it down.
But he made the pass, as it houses.
He made the pass, and then the McLaren makes the undercut.
Yeah.
So I think Steph Dusseldorp will be unhappy about that manoeuvre. Rob Bell, in fairness, once he found himself being monstered by the BMW, he got out of the way. But it obviously, Dusseldorp couldn't get it stopped. He'd got a lot of muck and dirt on his right front tire. But look, the BMW, I can see entertainment in shed loads with these two battling, and they're battling all the way down. This is for 17th place.
Drive-through penalty for car 111.
That's Steve Earle and David Pearl. That's the AM Ferrari. You wouldn't have thought that 2 laps would be done for track limits, but there we are. As we look, here's the lead. Look what's going on in the Mercedes all over the back. Can he move down the inside?
Oh, he switches sides and
It's a bit of bodywork flicked up there,
Yeah.
and Aid runs wide. The Mercedes can get up the inside.
It's going to do it. No.
Oh dear, that was aggressive.
As he looks down the inside again, and a bit of puff and smoke from the front wheel as it really gets harder into the ABS system there. This Blancpain GT Series just producing such stunning racing. GT3 machinery at its very best in a lot of speed. What's happened there? The two car has stopped. And that's the Stuart Leonard, a spin there for Leonard, and I just gave him a shout up. Leonard and Meadows and Stuart Leonard, the amateur driver there, spins it. Don't think he's lost too much time. Longer shadows here, you can see them in the cockpit of the car as we ride aboard the car in 4th place here. And hear the whine of the transmission, the roar of that German engine up front, and the seconds quick down, and we're on 40 seconds now, and I think this will then be the last lap. And still, Vautier's there, but he's not quite close enough, is he? And the grain pounds it through the ABS system. And another Audi Mercedes-Benz right behind. It could 3rd place change right at the last minute. Vervish under a huge pressure. And look at this, and Vervish just hangs on. We go on board to see it. He's looking to get down the inside. It's Maxi booked. And doesn't quite make it. And now the checkered flag must be waiting. The checkered flag is out. And here he comes round the final corner and heading towards a famous victory. And the checkered flag, is it waiting there? And yes, it falls, and Enzo Eid wins there for Audi. Terrific race. So Enzo Eid in the 33 car. Outstanding job from Enzo Eid, and Christopher Mies, of course, laid the foundations for that victory. And Christopher takes some congratulations. And look at this battle to the line. So number 1 Audi is 3rd, Mercedes 84, then Mercedes 86, and then Audi 26 and 7 have crossed the finish line. And still there's a few little battles going on down the field, and Rennie Rast got it all the way up to 10th place. Well done to him. But I think we can get down to the 2 winners of this race, so let's find out how excited they are.
Enzo, I've got to come to you first. I thought a brand sat you at a race of your life, but this has to be your greatest, just outstanding.
Really nice. The pit stop boys did a great job. Christopher was in P2 before the pit window. So I came out in front in P1, and I managed to stay there. I had the Merc a few laps quite close to me, put a lot of pressure, but...
And yeah, you put a really hard move on the 88 Mercedes coming into turn 1.
Yeah, really, I cannot describe it. It was a tough stint for me.
Anyway, well done. Christopher, you started the car, you chased the 88 Mercedes, great pit stop by your team, got you into the lead. But I mean, Enzo, I'm almost lost for words.
It's unbelievable. I mean, we have 3 wins, we're leading the championship. If someone would have told us that before, we would have said he's crazy. Enzo did a fantastic job keeping the lead. The boys did an awesome job. You know, the car 33 car crew is just amazing. Quickest pit stop once again, and yeah, now we are back in the championship lead. And thanks to WT and thanks to Enzo, great day for us.
Well, I saw him out in the town last night. I suspect you'll both be out. Well, maybe not tonight, but tomorrow night.
Probably we have a good night tomorrow.
Let's check the classification, and after the 33 laps, Eid and Mies, as we heard, winning from Vautier and Rosenquist, Vervish and Van Thor in 3rd place. Then the Mercedes booked, and Baumann in 5th place, Schneider and Simowiak. And then Parisi and Christian Haase did a good job. Stipple and Salaquada in 7th place. Then the best of the non-German cars, Pula and Bertolotti in the Lambo. Moller, Madsen and Picarillo, new driver in the scene. 9th, Rast and Stevens up to 10th. Tremendous drive. Van Thor and Fringe 11th, and Leonard and Meadows, despite that spin, in 12th place. But here they are, the winners on the top of the podium, and Enzo Eid deserves to smile. Great job from him. Well, that was yesterday in the later part of the afternoon, but today we're in the height of the heat, and it really is hot here. So we've lost one car since yesterday, and that was the Attempto Lamborghini. We actually saw it going into the pits, the Patrick Niederhausen, Daniel Zampieri car. Let's check out the starting grid then, and based on yesterday's race, Ede will start alongside Vautier, Vervish and Buch. Buch will start the 84 Mercedes. Schneider will start the 86 and Parisi the 26. Christopher Haas will back him up after it. Frank Stippler will start the 75 in the Czech run team. 9th, Moller Madsen and Pecorillo, who did a great job yesterday in the Silver Cup. Van Thor, it's Leonard and Meadows. They had a little spin, but a great run to 12th place. Rossino and his new co-driver Mappelli in the Huracan, and going through Baptista and Jimenez, Soule and Souchet. What can the Bentley do? Can it improve on that? And what about Bell and Parent overall leading the championship? Can they come up from that position? Ordonez and Buncombe, last year's overall endurance champions. Mullen, Van Splitteren, the two Dutchmen together. And then Jafar, Sanchez and Walkinshaw down in 23rd place. Bonucci. Then we got Pereira. Expect that car to improve. Stoltz and Beretta. This is the start as the pace car peels off. Let's see if we have a repeat of yesterday. Will it be the Audi? Will it be the Mercedes? Down into the first corner. Off they charge, flat on the throttle. And the Mercedes seems to get a pretty good run with their side by side. And no, indeed, it's the Audi. And look at that other Audi coming through on the inside. And they're almost rubbing each other. But now we've got a turn and the Audis are muscling their way through. But I think, yeah, Fautier's just got the turn in, and he makes it into the first turn. And the Audi are side by side, but now there's 3 in a row. Look at this. Unbelievable racing, John.
Yes, the Mercedes went down the inside, just braked too late, over around the corner, and now having to come back aggressively, and he's going to touch the number 1 Audi. So that's the Freddy Vervish car, was the car that got ahead of Enzo Ede. When you've got the 84 Mercedes with mixed million Buch, he's in that mix somewhere. There he is, way out. He's almost halfway back to Budapest. And I spoke on the grid to these guys. I said, "You're going to be a Mercedes-Benz crash fest." No, but it's the 84 Mercedes that's now got the lead. And you can see the shuffling that went on in turns 1, 2 and 3 before it began to marginally calm down. A BMW, where is it going? It's trying to get to turn 5 the shortcut way.
Well, what about Enzo Ede? I mean, we don't count him as a professional driver, but he's doing a terrific job. But meanwhile, that Mercedes sneaks its way into the lead, John. And, well, Maxi certainly took advantage of all that bumping and boring that went on into the first corner.
Yeah, you're seeing the 28 car, Rennie Ras, Will Stevens. It's also trying to make ground up. They actually got a penalty yesterday, but that penalty was then rescinded. But a great drive from 28th up to 10th place for Rennie Rast and Will Stevens. So opening lap, everything a bit manic, everybody jockeying for position. Of course, everybody's on the freshest sets of tyres. The remaining outlook, the Attempto Lamborghini slides down the inside of the Grasser Racing Lamborghini. That was a bit of a schoolboy error because he wasn't watching his mirrors and protecting. So the Attempto car gets ahead of the Grasser Racing car. In the meantime, it's the Mercedes with that, well, I might call it marginally comfortable lead of just a second and maybe a half, as they will come across start-finish line. 9/10 of a second over Enzo Ede. Vervish is 3rd, the 88, Trudien is 4th, Bernd Schneider 5th, and Frank Stipper, good old Frank Stipper, in 6th place.
And what about the 58? McLaren has come up to 10th place. That was a great start. We didn't really see that. Must have made a phenomenal start. So the 58 car leads the overall championship. Trying to get some points here.
You can just see how aggressive people are having to defend. That's the number 3 Audi, that's the Jimenez and Baptista car. Again, and one of the Audis.
Well, that's one of the
lock car. No, that's out forever. And the McLaren, is that the 59 or the 58?
Must be the 59, I think.
Again, a good move. That's the 28 car, that's the Will Stevens, Rennie Rast. You know, that's intelligent race driving, taking advantage of the opening lap to full course yellow. Everybody's now just slowed down to a delta speed 80 kilometers per hour.
Let's see the start again, John, and you take us through this one.
Everybody's going to the right of the racetrack. That's the intuitive thing a racing driver will do, but you can't put 34 into 1. But you can see that the Audi Enzo Ede had the marginal advantage, but there's the Mercedes going down on the left-hand side. It could afford to brake a little bit later, which is what he does, but he brakes too late. He can't get the Mercedes slowed down. So you've got Maximilian Buch coming through, you've got the sister car, the 86 car, and then there's the battle between the 1 and the 33 Audi. and eventually it's the 33 Audi that gets him. But ultimately, out of this melee, because it continued in turn 2, this is going down from the onboard shot down into turn 1.
That's the view from the Nissan, yes, from Bunkum. And there he's right behind the McLaren.
I mean, everybody here almost is not at a standstill, but they have to back out of it. You have to anticipate those cars that are further ahead of you are slowing down when you're still in full throttle. So look what's going on. Look at the shape of the Mercedes.
Did you see Max? He was in a real tank slapper there, but he held on to it.
I mean, that was absolutely, you couldn't have had it one there. You can see the Lamborghini damage to the left rear, to the bodywork, and that's the rub on the tire.
Green flag, green flag.
So here we go, green flag is go, go, go.
Well, and now the two WRT cars racing really well together. Eden Vervish, absolutely side by side, and Vervish goes down the inside. I think he grabs the place, yes he does.
Yeah, I mean, he did all that work by getting off turn 14, that little bit quicker. And Enzo realised he'd made a little error not being on the gas early enough, tried to get back to make the undercut on the number 1 Audi, but wasn't really strong enough to do it. But again, I mean, Enzo he's pumped up. He knows that he won that race yesterday fair and square just on ability and sheer willpower. On board with Frank Pereira, and look how much he closes up to the tail of the Nissan. So this is not a circuit that Nissan have really enjoyed as much as some of the others. They find the very tight nature of the Hungaroring not playing to the strengths of the Nissan GTR. But Frank Pereira really all over the rear, just trying to find the opportunity. Normally the Nissan's got good straight line performance, and that's where Frank Pereira will feel frustrated because he's quicker in the corner, but he can't use that extra speed. Look how much, 4 car lengths the gap opened up in what is a relatively short straight, and he's going to try and look down the inside, and he's getting challenged by the Lamborghini, and that's Jerome Moule. He's got very racy all of a sudden as we go back on board with Frank Pereira. Oh, and big smoke from the back of the Lamborghini, and that looks like another engine problem for the attempt to race. He's pulled off on the grass, coming down into turn 1. He knows that that's not going any further forward.
That usually means a piston's collapse, doesn't it? When you see all that blue smoke, off it is.
It will certainly mean it's expensive. But also what it might mean is, are we going to see another full course shadow?
Cars into the pits, by the way.
Yes, so Enzo Eads going to come in, hand over to Christopher Mies, and it's going to be Felix Rosenqvist who gets into the Mercedes from Tristan Vautier. That team manager of 88. We've not had any further message from the race director if there's going to be any penalty or any issues, but Christopher Mies, and we see the BMW coming in. So that is Frank Pereira, I believe, coming in behind in the Audi. So it's going to be reasonably busy in the pit lane. And those that came in first have got the advantage. They've got a clear pit. There's the Audi that's rolling first. Where is the Mercedes? We can't see the Mercedes, whether it's rolling yet or not. There it is. And is it behind the Audi? We have to wait and see. But it's the Audi ahead.
Just
so
ahead.
Effectively, Christopher Mies will be in a lead. And it's also another Audi is ahead of that red Mercedes. That may be an Audi. No, it's not. So 2 Audis got ahead of the second place, or what was the second place, third place Mercedes.
But we've got to wait to see what happens with the 84, though, as that Lamborghini blasts its way out.
And that certainly did, but he just dropped the clutch and blew his tires. So down the inside into turn 12, a pass by, is that the
85 it was.
So that's the 85 Mercedes getting through on the inside as this battle continues. The 98 BMW. This is all down in 17th position. Steph Dusseldorf. There is the 84 car. Maximilian Buch still in the lead. Last lap, a 1:44.0, which is probably a couple of tenths. And he's into the pit lane as well. So Maxi Buch has done his business. He's going to hand over to Dominic Barman.
John, this is absolutely key now. You know, they'll be smarting a bit from from yesterday with Audi being quicker than Mercedes. Different team, of course.
Different team.
But let's see how quick this is.
I mean, the HTP have got a great pit crew. There's the number 1 car. So rather depressed sounding Lawrence Van Voor last night getting in. This is look, you see what's happening. The Audi drivers and the Mercedes drivers helping with those seat belts. I mean, they can change 4-wheel tires in around about 17-18 seconds in the case of Audi. That's massive. There is the 33 car, and that's the car we've got to keep an eye on. And wow, look, the Mercedes comes out behind, and the Audi, now that will be under investigation. That will be under investigation. The Audi thought it was going to get a jump, and he's now been slightly blindsided, so they're going to come out side by side. The Mercedes has let the Audi do the right thing and let the number 84 Mercedes get that advantage. That was close, but I mean, that's how intense that pit lane work is and how you can win and lose a position. Down into turn 2, the battle, the number 4 car and the number 3. So that's Jimenez and Robert Friends probably in the number 4 car. The Suchek is in, so Bentley guys go to work. And wheels and tyres and this choreography.
And there on the capture, you see that Baumann has now opened that lead to 0.8 of a second. He is really on it in the 84 Mercedes. What about Mies? Is he closing up on Van Thor?
Yes, he has. No, he has slowed. It was just over 2 seconds. It's now just under 2 seconds. So the pace at the front is just going forward, forward, forward. I mean, Lawrence Van Thor is just under a second. He's behind. And the 26 car goes around the 75. There's a, is that a problem? What's going on up here? 3 out. It's Alaquada.
He's got a problem. He's definitely got a problem.
Yeah, it's certainly very messy, I think, through the chicane. So Jasmine Jafar again. We saw how racy he was back at Spa just over a month ago when he had, in fact, Jaume Berman had a collision in the top of Radio, and that didn't please the Mercedes management, but back on board with the young Malaysian driver. You can see he's been taking lumps of time out of Marlon's stocking jersey. Comes around the back of the circuit.
Baumann impressingly pulling away further. The gap's almost a second now. Mies still closing up a little bit on Van Thor, the double winner in the past of the Bathurst 12 hours, winner of the Nürburgring 24 hours a year ago. That shows the quality of Christopher Mies.
So down the inside, but he overruns the Stockinger, tries to make the pass stick. He's just about recovered sufficiently, but that's going to put the Mercedes of Jasmine Jafar into a good position as the 2 Lamborghini. Oh yeah, the Mercedes is the winner. That was dumb. Absolutely dumb. 2 cars get past, and he's forced the Lamborghini into the pit lane to boot. So what's that? I mean, where is the thinking? Where do these guys get their racing brains from? That was Marco Mappelli. I mean, dear me. Totally unnecessary. Totally unnecessary.
Mappelli new into the series, and I think he might be going to see the race director later.
That just slides down the inside. So Stockinger tries to get past the BM. The BM makes the undercut. So it's side by side. It's just about squirt from Munich and squirt from Ingolstadt, but the Audi on the inside might just, Stockinger might be able to hold the position, runs wide, and thank you very much. Nicky Katzberg said, I'll take that one any day of the week and give it any other time you want.
Meanwhile, here's the Lambo in the pits. Meanwhile, Baumann increased the lead now to 1.4 seconds. He is really on it.
There is that right rear. I mean, that was kind of ripping of his bodywork and damage to the. I suspect that's to one of the water coolers, but
it must be.
It's, I hope it's water.
Yeah.
But whatever it is dripping onto the apron outside the pit box, and the car being lifted onto the dollies, and that was utterly. That drives me nuts when I see that kind of unnecessarily aggressive driving. Oh, 55. Well, that's one of the gentleman driver Ferraris. Well, that's of course, that's Stanovic and Mastroianni. Yes, Mastroianni.
Yeah, they had a win in their class yesterday, and just have a look how they're doing. They were leading, actually. They were leading.
Let's look and see, because there's the battle, and he takes the punt down the inside and tries to force the issue off the throttle, and bang into the rear of the car, and again an avoidable incident. That'll get investigated by the stewards, because that was a contact that could have been avoided. A little bit further down the field, looking at Felix Rosenqvist coming past, he's what, 1.2 seconds behind. Whoa! Jules Subkowiak, well, that was a bit of a dirt track style of driving. Maybe he thought he was doing a bit of rallycross.
The good battle here with the 99 dives down the inside of the BMW. Had such a magnificent day, BMW at Spa 24, and goes past the Mercedes. See that? That, I think, is the under tray from the 3. There's the carbon fibre bit sitting right up against the wall. That flew off. I don't know, that was from an earlier incident. That will affect the aerodynamics of that car, which is currently in 11th place. And it's been challenged by the number 2, Leonard Meadows, the Silver Cup leading car. And indeed, the marshals work hard, the yellow flag race, and that piece of carbon fibre. And there, in fact, he's slowed right up because of that, and I don't think he's going to complete the race. There is our 33 car, and indeed this is the 2nd and 3rd place machines heading towards the checkered flag. I can't see that changing at all. Just hoping that the last few corners will go all right. And the 84 car, the HTP team, Maximilian Bucht and Dominic Baumann both done an equally good job. Here's the two Audis almost tied together by a piece of elastic. Everyone just on tenterhooks in the pits. Baumann heading towards the line, and here he is, ready to take this victory here for Mercedes, and he takes the win. Excellent drive for the double Bs, Bucht and Baumann. Great job for them, great job from the HTP team, HTP Motorsport. Meanwhile, Van Thor crosses the line, 0.5 of a second ahead of Mies, and then it's Stevens, stays ahead of Rosenqvist. And then next will be the 86 car of Jules Simkowiak.
Max, congratulations, but I have to say the start looked like downtown rush hour traffic in Budapest.
Yeah, my start was not brilliant. It was okay. First corner, I was on the outside, and then I saw that Vautier and Ide start to touch each other, and then I gained something in turn 2, and they all went a bit wide, and
some genius has just set off a fire extinguisher. Yeah. I mean, is that entertainment or is that entertainment?
The best mechanics. But I had the opportunity then in turn 2. I took it, and from then on it was really a joy to drive. The car was perfect. The pit stop was great. Dominic did a great job.
Well done, guys. Congratulations.
And let's check out those results. Subject, of course, to the stewards in him. Bucht and Baumann winning it from Vervish and Van Thor, Ede and Mies. We've heard from all those 6. Raston Stevens came home 4th, Vautier and Rosenqvist, Schneider and Simoviak, then Parisi and Haas, Van Thor and Fringe, then the two Bentleys, Soule and Souchet just ahead of Kane, and Abril in 11th place, Meadows and Leonard winning the Silver Cup, Jafar and Schmid were in 12th place. In 13th position, the racing BMW, Sims and Eng, then the best of the Lamborghinis, Pula and Bortolotti, then the second of the BMWs, followed by Monti and Sandstrom in their Audi, Bell and Parenti in the McLaren, the previous championship leaders, Ordonez and Buncombe and the Sanchez Walkinshaw. Those two Nissans finishing together and going through down to Steve Earle and Dave Perel there, who won the AM Cup. That's the Pit Stop Challenge Award being handed out. In fact, that's what's going on at the moment by the lady from TMOs. And the winners get their trophies. And I'm not sure how that team works, whether they have to hand it to the team and it goes in their trophy cabinet. The bubbly, they already took the corks off and they're spraying away there. Great weekend here in Hungary. Yes, for me, Andrew Marriott, it's goodbye until the next time.